What's up to all those alone in the zone? It's the lead slinger, John Eli Lopez, back once again on a mission to get you one step closer to being the king or the queen of the pencil. And today, I'll be guiding you on through a 2-point perspective design. If you'd like to follow along, all you would need is a pencil and a paper. Okay, let's get started. This example here I gave you guys just to show you what the basic layout of a 2-point perspective is and what the final design you can get from something done in a 2-point perspective, which would be this two-sided cube. But you can take the simple layout and take it further. And that's what I'll be showing you guys right now. So first I'm starting with my horizon line. And the horizon line is where the viewer is standing basically. And I initially did a pre-sketch, and a good idea will be to sketch out the scene you want to do before you get to the official structured layout of, you know, your horizon line and your perspective and your vanishing points. So you still want to keep that in mind as you're doing your initial sketch, but you know, when you have that down, then you could come with the official lines. So as you see, I'm starting here and I have my vanishing line, my vanishing point on the left, and my other vanishing point on the right is running off the page. And I have a good idea where it's ending on my horizon line. And that's where I laid out my first initial buildings. And the scene I had here was someone, this is from a previous video I did called Spreaders. And the guy's basically on a light post staring down at some other people on the street. Yeah, getting that pole in, and once I have that solidified, it's time to add some color to these buildings. And I'm just picking the colors, and of course, you know, the front is lighter than the side. Pay attention to the lines on the sidewalk. They're all following the two vanishing points. I basically did one window and I copied it, but as you see, I'm laying out here, and all the windows I first did are following to that vanishing point on the left, and the ones that I did on the right are going to the vanishing point that's running off the page. So your vanishing points does not even have to be directly on the page, as long as you know where all your lines are converging. I just basically copied the first initial windows I did, added a little different design for the second building. But as long as I'm following that vanishing point, I should be all right. And that's everything else I add. My lines in the street, I first did it straight, and then I followed the direction of the vanishing line. So whatever you lay in your design, as long as it stays within that guide, you should be all right. And from here on out, I'm just duplicating the windows. The street, the line in the middle of the street, same thing. It follows the vanishing line, and my other lines follow the vanishing line on the right. Just getting the wires in for these street poles. And the street lamps, you see, as they move away from the viewer, they get smaller and they follow that same vanishing line. My initial drawing still remains underneath everything else. I just layered this up, just figuring out, the initial characters that he is staring at. And, once I had everything else in place, this was kind of my close to final steps. Just trying to make these particular characters as diverse as I can. So I just wanted you guys to at least see the making of this one scene. This was just one scene in the previous video I did, but the concept here was him figuring out how to traverse to the other side of the street. In the time of COVID, he's trying to avoid people, and there's people all on the streets hanging out. And we're just keeping it going, keeping it moving. There we go. We're just getting these characters done. They're just hanging out, getting their drinking on, passing the bottle around without a care in the world. So I thought this would be a good tutorial to show you guys that what you can achieve with 2-point perspectives. You can get creative and add things. Just make sure they are following the vanishing points. The funny thing about this scene is that, in the initial video I did, it was, it came and went pretty quick. But it did, follow these rules and took some time to lay out. You don't want to add overkill, but you want to enhance. Just getting the shadows in, and as you see, once I fit them in, then I decided to change the colors of the buildings there. I'm adding some cards, and the cards that I'm gonna add would still follow the vanishing lines. And as you see, I had a placement for them. Those were the circles that I put. This card, just making sure, because if you do not follow these vanishing lines with everything that you do, when you add it to your initial scene, it's going to throw everything off if it's not following this structure. To me, it was just a little too skinny, I guess, so I wanted to fatten it up a bit. Yeah, so we're just working this out. I'm having another car going in the opposite direction, still following the vanishing lines. Laying that out, just adding the details in there. And once you have that established, of course, you erase those lines. Those lines are just there as a guide. And then once you're doing it digital, it's easy. But when you're working with pencil and paper, you have to keep that in mind. Don't go too dark with your guidelines, because you will eventually erase them. And my detail for this car is just basically going in the front. I'm not finishing off the back because it will be behind these guys, so there was no need to finish off the back. Here we go. I kind of moved it over, but I'm still following the guidelines. I just showed less of it. And there you have it. We are done. Very nice. I hope you guys got some value from this video. If you did, take a shot at that subscribe button. Hit the like. Leave a comment. Any feedback would be appreciated. So until next time, John Eli Lopez signing out. Y'all be good and be safe.